Ah, now, doesn't this look like a pleasant trip? Remember a couple of weeks ago we took the Sassagoula Steamboat Company and went over to Old Key West? Well, we decided we'd take a longer visit and we drove back through the front gate in order to stay for a couple of days. Okay, full disclosure here. When we arrived, it looked more like, well, this. Because we got in kind of late from going to the Candlelight Processional with Bart Millard.
The decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered.
You know, the lead singer Mercy May, and he did a really good job.
From Galilee, from the town of Nazareth, to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, to be registered with Mary, his betrothed.
So you could imagine that after hearing this, the last thing we wanted to hear was this. Apparently, due to construction, the Millers Road bus stop was closed, so they put it in front of our bedroom window. And according to the front desk, the buses ran until 2 a.m. We were pretty tired, so that wasn't going to be that big a deal, until we noticed a note on the bed that said they were going to start pressure washing at 8 a.m. After a quick call down to the front desk, they were able to find us a room on property that we could switch over to. So we loaded the stuff back up in the car, threw some stuff on the wheelchair, and I rode down to the new room. This is when I found out how big Key West Resort really is. It took me quite a few minutes to get to our new room. And seriously, I only have one problem with the rooms at Key West. What were they thinking with these beds? We had a renovated room at Pop Century, and it had new beds that were just a little bit off the floor, enough to put some luggage under. But at Old Key West, I mean, I'm 5'10" and I had to jump up to get into bed. It looks like if they make them any higher, you're going to need ladders like they have on the bunk beds over at the cabins. Although Gene found that one of the desk chairs worked just as well. For our stay this time, we went with a one-bedroom studio. Again, I've got a floor plan thanks to my buddy Dave over at yourfirstvisit.net. Although the only thing available was a non-accessible room. Now, at Thanksgiving a few years back, we were actually able to rent a 2-bedroom villa. And I remember saying at the time that if it had been an apartment, I'd have lived there. I really liked it. I mean, don't get me wrong, the room was nice enough and everything. I just find that Disney's becoming, well, generic. It doesn't really matter which hotel you stay in, whether it's Coronado Springs or even French Quarter. All the beds and everything are just beginning to look the same. With the exception of the deluxe resorts, which kind of still have their own theming. It's just that we've come to expect more from Disney. I mean, the rest of the grounds there are beautiful. Yeah, well, anyway, back to the room. In the bedroom area, you'll find a large chest of drawers along with a TV set. But my personal favorite area is the kitchenette. Remember, this was the original DVC resort. So there's a little bit bigger than normal fridge, a microwave, and even a set of dishes for you to use. And you'll want those coffee cups for your morning cup of coffee right there in the room. And because there were no accessible rooms available, I get to show you the bathroom that's not accessible. But there was still plenty of room to maneuver the wheelchair around, and the only thing I didn't have were the handrails, but the vanity was close enough. You just gotta be a little more careful than normal. Now, like I said before, Old Key West is a really large resort, but they have their own internal bus system. And buses going to the theme park stop at every single one of the stations in Old Key West. So you don't even have to go up to the front to catch a bus to whatever theme park you want to go to, or Disney Springs. And remember, you don't have to take a bus to go over to Disney Springs. You can always take a Sassagoula steamboat. It'll take you directly to the landings, you know, the area that used to be Pleasure Island over at Disney Springs. And well, yeah, there's plenty of ways to leave the resort. There's plenty of things we can do right here at Old Key West itself. So let's head over to Conch Flats. Conch Flats is where you'll find the check-in and concierge area, as well as Papa's Den, the room that's the required Key West reference to Ernest Hemingway, and a really good place to just sit and relax and read some books. And just across the breezeway from both the check-in and Papa's Den, you'll find the Conch Flats General Store. And for those of you in wheelchairs, there are electric door openers on both sides of the breezeway. Right next door to Conch Flats General Store, you'll find Olivia's Restaurant. A restaurant whose hallway is filled with pictures of DVC members, yet still seems to capture the feeling of Old Key West. And I really do like Olivia's. The food was great, and the service was even better. And I think they should win some kind of award for the coolest fan system. Even though it looks kind of small, Olivia's does have some extra seating in a porch area, and then there's even more seating outside. During our stay at Old Key West, we went there for lunch, and I got the southernmost buttermilk chicken with fries. Man, it was good. I do recommend Olivia's. It is a nice sit-down restaurant right on property. Okay, so maybe you're not looking for a sit-down. You're looking for something a little faster. So let's go around the corner and down the boardwalk a little ways. It's Goods Food. You know how hard it is not to say good food or Goods Food? There are some picnic tables you can eat at, and they have burgers and sandwiches, things like that. And they're even open for breakfast. With Goods being on the boardwalk where it is, it makes it a great place to grab a bite to eat before you head off to the pool. And the main pool at Old Key West is one of the coolest pools at Walt Disney World. Because not only do you have the super cool, super large pool, you also have a hot tub complete with a handicap lift and something else you wouldn't expect. Inside the lighthouse, well, there's a sauna. And where else do you know that you can come shooting out of a hidden Mickey? But there's way more than just that. If you head around the back of the sandcastle, there's not only lounge chairs and tables available for you, there's also a kiddie pool and playground. So there's something for the little ones to do while staying at Old Key West also. And it doesn't hurt that the giant sandcastle blocks out the afternoon sun. If you don't want a pool, there's still plenty of things for you to do, from bike rentals to shuffleboard, there's tennis courts, and, you know, a place to just hang around. And, of course, golf. If we head back up on the boardwalk, you're going to find the Conch Flats Community Hall, where they have a lot of recreation activities during the day. Next up is the Electric Eel Arcade, with all the typical arcade games. Now, of course, there's Goods again, and then just past Goods, well, there you'll find something that every Key West street has to have. It's the local bar. It's named the Gurgling Suitcase. In the Key West tradition of Sloppy Joe's, Captain Tony's, and Hog's Breath, Old Key West has its own bar, albeit a little smaller and a lot quieter. Just past the Gurgling Suitcase, you'll come across the docks that'll take you over to Disney Springs. In addition to Conch Flats, you'll also find tennis courts down Old Turtle Pond Road. There is also another pool and a snack bar down this end, but both were closed when we were visiting. As far as a recommendation for Old Key West, well, heck yeah, I mean, who wouldn't? The rooms were nice, the grounds are fantastic, there's plenty of things to see and do while you're here, and they have coffee makers in the room. Emmy's sleeping, dreaming of your likes and comments. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll consider subscribing. And remember, if you do subscribe, don't forget to click on that bell icon. That way you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.